Hello and welcome to my new channel, Leon Reads Stories. My name is Leon, as I said, as it says in, the channel name. And I read stories, so like Reddit stories. And today we start with Reddit IDontWorkHere. So this is a subreddit where people tell stories, what happens on places where they don't work. Yeah, this is a nice story to start off with, and then we go into some more funny stories. So this story is from Pete the Rock, and got an employee discount for somewhere I didn't work. And yeah, let's start. I got done with a 9+ hour shift at a popular burger chain that I've been at for 18+ years and decided to have a big roast beef sandwich. My life shouldn't be about burgers. So I headed under the overpass, I was walking by the way, and hit up a roast beef restaurant. I reached there and ordered a half-pound roast beef sandwich and a small order of mozzarella sticks with marinara sauce. I had my card ready to pay the $10 snack. One ex-coworker, ECW, saw and called me up while I was listening to Jesse Dollamore on my phone. Ex-coworker: "Hey OP, what's up?" Me: "Just got done for the day. 2 more before I get the weekend to see my sister gets married. I am a 35-year-old dateless single, kind jealous my 20-year-old sister gets knotted or before me." Well, that's very bad, but, it is so. So, their ex-coworker says, "Just letting you know I may be coming back." Me: "I see, alright." The manager on the scene, I believe it was, senses the friendliness between me and ex-coworker. I'm ready to pay and she rings me up. "That will be $4.89. I paused. "Instead of paying nearly $10, I'm paying for less." I get the receipt and it says employee off clock, discount. Suddenly I'm going, I don't work here. They didn't mind and told me to take it. I shrugged and paid the near $5 before I rushed out to catch the bus with my discounted food. Too long to read. Friends of people who work in the fast food industry will beg for free food or get food for less. I didn't do anything and I got 50% off for knowing someone. The roast beef sandwich tastes the same even at a half the cost. Well, that's some nice discount you could get for literally doing nothing but just talking to someone who works there. And I think that's very nice. That's nothing you have to defend yourself for. So let's see the next story. So as I'm just talking, I realize I just may talk a little too fast or a little too ununderstandable. Maybe that's because I'm German, but yeah, you can tell me in the comments what you think of my narrator, of my voice, of my style to narrate. And to the stories, of course, they will be linked down in the description, so you can read them up yourself and put them up and give them an upvote, like, why not? Yeah, and the next story is from Blindfire69. It's called "But We're Not a Travel Agency." So, on a previous post I told the story about working at a major printer manufacturer as a tech support rep. We supported OEM vendors, which means another company sold our printers but with their name on them. Part of the contract required us to support the other printer, so there was another 800 number that the vendor gives out to their customers. When any customer calls in, they agreed with the standard "thank you for calling" the company name, and proceeds to give the usual menu of options. When the customer is on hold, they hear various commercials from the company about specials and how to buy accessories and whatnot. No third-party commercials, so it should be pretty obvious that you are calling a printer company. Every once in a while we would get customers who'd call in and ask for various items non-printer related. The phone number they thought they'd called was usually 1 digit off from ours. We'd politely tell them that they dialed the wrong number and send them on their happy way. But for some god-awful reason, we would sometimes get calls from customers who would argue that they didn't deal the wrong number and insist that we help them. We got tired of this, and one day my buddy Tony pipes up and says, Send those idiots to me and I'll deal with them. Cool. A few days goes by, and sure enough, idiot customer calls in and argues with the frontline agent. I get called over as I was the team lead. The agent tells me the story and I tell them to put them on hold. I go to Tony and give him the story and we transfer the call to him. Below is what we went down. In this case, the guy insisted that he was calling a travel agency. Hello, my name is Tony. How can I help you with your reservation? Oh man, finally! Yeah, I'm setting up a trip to Palm Springs for me and my girlfriend. Can you help? Absolutely. What were you looking for? I want to impress this girl, so I'm thinking the Ritz-Carlton. Good choice. Let me see if I can check the system for a reservation. Clicky, clicky, clicky on the keyboard from Tony. Oh, good news, sir. We can place a hold on a room for $300 a night. Would that be good? Oh yeah, that is a great price. I also wanted to go to a nice place to eat. I was thinking XYZ Steakhouse. Let me see what we can do. Clicky, clicky on the keyboard. Oh, it looks like I can get a reservation for 2 at 7:30 p.m. on the day you arrive. Is that good? Yes. Okay, to hold these reservations, I'm going to need a credit card. Okay, giving him his credit card number. Clicky, clicky, clicky on the keyboard. Sir, I'm sorry, but that card came back as declined. Damn it, I just sent in a payment. Okay, here's the deal. I can hold this for you for 2 hours without the card. Call the credit card company and get this fixed. Call back and give them my name and reference number. We can then complete the reservation. So the guy hangs up. Now we are trying not to die laughing at a bunch of the reps we've been creating over to see the masters at work. We all figured the guy would call the credit card company, figured out that his card was okay and call back the real place and discovered that he'd not call them after all, right? Well, that's where we're wrong. About 30 minutes later the same guy calls back, gives the frontline rep Tony's name and the bullshit reference number. The agent says that we are not a travel agency, yada yada yada. The guy gets belligerent, so we transfer him back to Tony. At this point, the sympathy level has dropped to 0. Mr. Jones, this is Tony. Did you get your credit card squared away? Yeah, they say they didn't have any record of a decline, but they assured me I have plenty of room on the card. Oh, that's great. Give me the number again. Our system doesn't save those for security reasons. Okay, gives the credit card number. Clicky, clicky, clicky on the keyboard. Okay, it was approved. Please enjoy your vacation and give me my best to your girlfriend. Thanks, Tony. You're the best. Well, fortunately, we never hear from the guy again. I have to imagine his girlfriend was pissed, but not as much as him. Part of me feels bad for doing that to a person, but sometimes you have to teach people not to argue with someone when they tell you this isn't a travel agency. So I think this was a great story. Like, you know, they just talk to this guy as he doesn't check it. He doesn't realize he's talking to the completely wrong company, and he just, yeah, I think he deserved it for just don't listening to the guys that work there, because people who work at a company mostly will know at what company they work. So up to the next story. But we're not a bank. This story is again from Blindfire 69, and yeah, this is just like the same story as the last, but it's not this time. They are not a travel agency. This time they are a bank. So this happened about 27 years ago. I was working for a major printer manufacturer as a technical support rep. We meant the 800 number and answered every question under the sun about their printers. Things such as, why isn't it printing, all the way up to, how do I write a program to make this thing print? The company had partnerships with other vendors and sold the printers under their name. We would still supply support, but we'd have to pretend to work for that company. This is important for the simple fact that this one company had a phone number that was 1 digit off from a major lender that serviced auto loans. When the customer calls into either our number or the vendor's number, they would hear tons of on-hold commercials from my company, so it would be obvious to anyone with half a brain that we are not a bank or lender. Every once in a while we'd get a customer who'd call in and ask for the auto loan department. We'd kindly reply, "I'm sorry, you have the wrong number, this is the correct number," and send them on the way. For those special customers who decided to argue about this, and I have no idea why they did, we would transfer them to my buddy Tony. He'd get into character and answer the phone as if he were one of the reps for the bank lender. One day this major a-hole calls in. He argued with the frontline rep and insisted that he dialed the correct number. Off to Tony he goes. "Hello, thank you for calling Landco. How can I help you?" "Ah, God, finally. I want to check on the status of my loan. May I have your account number, please?" Yeah, he gives him his account number. "1 second, please, while I pull up your account." Silence. "Well, sir, my records indicate that you still have 2 outstanding payments. Would you like to make a payment today?" "What? I paid that off last month." "Okay, let me dig into the account further while I put you on hold." At this point, Tony runs off and grabs a cup of coffee. He comes back to the phone. "I see the problem. Those payments have not yet processed. It appears that your check's bounced, so we will have to tack on a $50 late fee." "What?" "If you can call your bank and have them conference call us, I'm sure we can get this straightened out. I'll waive the $50 late fee as you are a valuable customer." At this point, the man grumbles, agrees to do so, and hangs up. Fortunately for us and unfortunately for the bank, we never received another call from this man. Moral of the story: when you have the wrong number, don't argue with them. And yeah, I think that's where this guy is totally right. Just accept that you dialed the wrong number and just dial again with the right number. Maybe you will get the right number this time. So these were 3 more or less short stories. Maybe I just talked way too fast, but this is my first video, so I'm open for critique and other things. So if you would like to tell me give me some feedback, just give it in the comments, because I would really appreciate it to make this channel better and my talking points, my narrator style better. That would be very kind of you. I'm very happy that you watched this video. I hope you liked it, and if you want more of this video, just subscribe to me and I will give you more videos. What's very important for my German listeners: do you want some German videos on this channel or on another channel? This would be maybe some German Reddit stories or some stories just translated into German. So if you want this, just write it down in the comments and I will see it. So have a good time, thanks for watching, goodbye.